Hi, love. Welcome back. We are in session 12 out of 16 of Sovereign, and this is the last piece of the breakthrough container. So, as of this right now, you are 75% through the course, and you are kicking ass and taking names, and it is a beautiful thing to witness, and I am honored to be a part of it and part of your journey. So before we get started, let's start with a round of box breaths, and then we'll get into today's content. Okay, so get settled in your space, nice and safe, feet firmly planted. Stretch anything you feel that feels tight. All right, so let's get started with your box breaths. We're gonna go in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. And again, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And hold, 2, 3, 4. All right, so come on back, start breathing normally, and we'll go ahead and dive right in. Today, we are talking about reclaiming your power and everything that goes along with that and why we even have to do this in the first place. So, let's start with who we are as women. The divine feminine nature is nurturing. We are nurturers by nature. And that's just because we are filled with this feminine energy, and that's the most common and strongest trait of the divine feminine is to nurture, to help grow, to facilitate. Okay, so we want to help those around us, and this could be our spouse, our kids, family, friends, coworkers, any and all the above, some random people on the street, you know, any and all the above. We want to help. It is in our nature to help. We are empathetic individuals by nature, okay? But it takes us a while because of different factors like our nature and um, societal constructs and the timeline of which abilities were given to women, like the ability to vote, the ability to hold property, have a credit card or a bank account in your name. We always had to have somebody helping us do something, right? So we felt that that even exchange was to take care of that person. So spouses, think of like 1950s housewife. And I'm not, let me preface this by saying that I'm not condoning the 1950s housewife at all. I do like that construct when it is in a healthy balance between masculine and feminine. And the problem is that a good percentage of the time it's not a healthy construct. It's not a healthy relationship. If you have that type of relationship and it is healthy and we've done all the work, we've analyzed it and it is a healthy relationship, I am super happy for you and um grateful that you are able to do that in a healthy way. But the reality is that women over centuries have had to give away their power, play small, stay meek and mild, seen and unheard, um, for so long that when a woman does claim her power, does call her power back into her, it is scary for the general population. So why is that? Why is it so scary? Because it's not the norm. It's not the norm to be, for a woman to be strong and powerful and self-sufficient. It's not the norm for a woman to be self-sufficient. So when she is, it gets weird looks, and it gets sideways glances and talking behind your back, and other women talking behind your back, which perpetuates the sister wound. And the sister wound is something that's been put on us by the patriarchy and the societal constructs of our time from the time that we ended up moving from a matriarchy to a patriarchy, and thousands of years ago. That's when the oppression started. When man realized how powerful women were and how powerful we are, things were put in place systemically to restrict us. Okay? Controlling our bodies, controlling our ability to have assets, controlling our ability to do anything else except run a household and bear children, basically. And then you come into the 70s and 80s where these women were finally wanting to free themselves from their chains and wanting to do all the things that the men could do. If anything you can do, I can do better, right? But then those women were just playing into that masculine energy, which further perpetuates the sister wound, right? Because now to be strong is being seen as manly, power suits, shoulder pads, um, holding positions of power, being a bitch. Okay. These are all things that if a man were to do these things, no one would bat an eye. But when a woman does it, it's looked down upon, right? Because it's so far from the norm of what we've been conditioned to believe a woman is for, right? Well, and we've come through this course, and you've done so much work on gaining trust within yourself and diving in deep and healing wounds and everything else. I want you to walk away from this knowing your worth, knowing your power, and not being afraid to claim it. Okay? So, I could go all day. I could go on all day about the sister wound, because it's something that I'm super, super passionate about. The competition and the fear of each other. We are in fear of strong women. We are intimidated by strong women because of what society tells us a woman should be. And now that has started to shift, especially within the last few years. That's really started to shift on softness being seen as strong. The strong aspects of the warrior woman, and how a warrior is not just go hard into battle, but also how that person is in everyday life, living from a place of courage. And to live from a place of courage is to live from a place of love. You're doing everything for the greater good of your universe, of your bubble, right? Every move you make is for the greater good of your bubble. That takes courage, that takes love, that makes you a warrior, okay? And a warrior doesn't have to be just going out on the battlefield and killing. It can be softer than that. We're redefining those constructs, and it's such such a beautiful thing to watch and to see and to be a part of, right? So, how do we gain our power back? How do we reclaim our power? How do we call our power back into us? Well, the most simple way is to do what feels good for you. Every time that you can do something that's not the norm, that feels good in your heart and your soul and is a fuck yes, that's claiming your power back. That's calling your power back into you, okay? The exercise that we are going to do this week in this unit is an exercise to reclaim your power, to call your power back into you. So what you're going to do is first you're going to start with the journal prompts, okay? And I want you to define what confident means to you, what the word confident means to you, okay? And then after that, I want you to walk through and describe a time, journal out a time where you felt confident, just a moment where you were 10 toes tall, could not be touched, okay? Write about describe that moment in vivid detail, colors, smells, places, people, what you were wearing, how you felt, every emotion that was passing through your body at the time. Vivid detail, okay? Bring it to life. And then what exactly was it about that moment that made you feel confident? Where did that come from? And then how can you carry that, some brainstorming on how you can carry that into your daily life? How can you bring little pieces of that moment, like wearing the color red? How can you bring that into your daily life? Maybe you wear the color red when you have a big project due at school, or a big presentation due at work, or you have to be the strength for your family, so you want to feel confident, so you wear the color red. That's just one very simple example, but it can be anything that makes you feel confident, okay? After that, this exercise, just like before where we did the 20 I am statements, where you were really digging in and defining yourself and who you want to be, this week we're going to do 20 I deserve statements, okay? And this could be anything, whatever you feel you deserve. I deserve healthy relationships. I deserve to love myself. I deserve chocolate every night. It could be, something as trivial as that, or something as heavy as loving yourself. Okay? But do that, because what this is going to do, every time you write the words I deserve, you are calling in your power back to you. Okay? All right. I hope that this is a kick-ass week for you, a kick-ass unit for you, and that you finish this week and go into the badass container feeling like you are untouchable, because you are. My love, you are unfuckwithable. Okay? And I love you so much.